Video for you guys, showing you guys how to do the ACURA Foglights. Basically with the ACURA Foglights, basically what we did was with the cutting, when we did the side here, what we did was we put a piece of tape from here to here. We put the grill, the bottom grill, we put it over the foglight housing, and what we did was we put a piece of tape across, going across, and we used a Dremel and we cut it with a Dremel going sideways with the tape, through the tape. And then we positioned the foglight into the corner, and then we just, use the screws to hold in place. And what I did was I cut from here, over here, all the way over and across here in order for the foglight housing to come out. And then with this knob here, you can adjust, the up and down for the foglight. So basically, you're just cutting from here, from this position here, all the way over, all the way around the bottom here, and up to the top. You fit the housing in, and that's pretty much it. And then I'm gonna show you guys how to do the wiring. This doesn't really, you don't really need too much explanation for this, because the foglights sit pretty good and it works out great, so you don't really need a review on that. I'm gonna show you guys what I did with the wiring. So with the wiring, it came with the plugs for the sockets. This is the wiring here. So what I did was the longest piece of the wiring, what I did was I ran it down at the bottom here with the line, and I zip tied it here, and I zip tied it here, and zip tied it here in order to hold it in place, then zip tied it together. The short end with the plugs on it, the short end sits on this side where the driver's side where the battery is, and then the longer side sits on this side. Now the way that this works is, what I did was I ran the wiring through under the headlight here, through right here, and pull it up here on the side. So what you did is you run the wiring up here, but then you'll see the relay that it comes with. This is the relay right here that it comes with. When you get the relay, if you're gonna zip tie it down here or put it down here, make sure you tape around the relay so it doesn't get wet, because it'll short out the relay. And what I did was I just zip tied the wires together, and then the inline fuses right here. So I'm gonna put tape over the inline fuse also to stop any water from getting in there. So then I ran the wire through here under the headlight, up through here. You can pull this out here, you can pull that out. So then I ran the power wire. It comes with power wire. So with the power wire I did, I ran the power wire to the battery. So you run one power wire that's in the front to the battery, the red wire, and then the other black wire that's in the front, I grounded it off here on this torque screw in the front of the car on the bottom, off the kit. So I was able to ground it off here, alright, and then the power wire runs up top. Put the power wire onto the battery, and then this is the other connector. The blue wire is the connector that goes through the car's body into the car's cabin. Through that, there's a boot down there. There's a boot down there. It's a boot way down there, and you just push it through the boot. There's a boot down there, rubber boot. You push it through the rubber boot, and I'm gonna take this inside. Now, as we take it through the rubber boot, there's a cover under here. So what I'm gonna do is, let me take this out of the car first. Keys out of the ignition. Okay. So I'm gonna take this cover out. This cover's supposed to pop out. Side here. Pop that thing out. Don't mind the wires, we're not done yet. Gotta finish zip tying everything. And there's a lot of other things in here like AQ and everything. So this is the fuse box. So I'm going to show you guys what I did. I got the inline fuse here. This is what I bought. These inline fuses. So instead of me having to connect to the ignition wire in the steering wheel column, all I did was use an inline fuse for the yellow wire. So there'll be another set of wires that's for the inside. It'll be the yellow wire, which will be ACC, whatever the power, and then there'll be a black wire where I ground the black wire underneath the steering column. But I'm gonna show you exactly where I grounded it off on the steering wheel column. So basically what I did was, I'm gonna show you guys the socket to plug this inline fuse into. But you need two 7.5 inline fuses to put in the fuse line, and then plug it in the fuse socket. So I'm gonna show you guys which socket to plug it in. You guys will plug it in the ACC, number 32 fuse, ACC. That's the ACC. So you plug that in there. You take another 7.5 fuse, put another 7.5 in there, put two, plug it in the socket. In the back here, it's the second to the last. On the top row, on the back, it's the second to the last socket. All right? So once you plug that into the ACC, you have power for the inside, for the button. Okay? So what I did was do that. This will give the power button power. Let me put this to the side. Okay? Underneath the steering column, I grounded off the ground wire underneath the steering column. That's a 12mm bolt. You just unscrew that 12mm bolt and put the ground wire there, and that'll give this button power. Now the blue wire that was under the ignition, that was under the that came out from under the hood, the blue wire comes through here. There's a boot here in the back. It's right there, you can't miss it. If you guys look, there's a boot to the left here. It's right here. There's a rubber boot. Okay. Now the blue wire comes through. That's not it. The blue wire comes through to this harness, and that's it. It's just to this harness. It just goes to the harness. Doesn't go to anywhere else under the hood. It just connects the other piece, the other connect of the blue wire to the other one under the hood. I have a full piece. The blue wire doesn't connect to anything under here. The only thing that you connect under here is this yellow wire to the inline fuse, the ACC socket, and then you ground it off underneath the steering wheel on that bolt underneath the steering wheel. And that's it. You get the button power. So now I'm going to show you how to install the button itself. So after you take all of that out, you pull here on the side. Just tug on it and it'll come out. Alright? So after that comes out, there's going to be a tab here in the back. You just hit that tab. No, it's on this side. Tab's right here on this side. So you hit the tab and pull out. And this is the socket. I mean the wire that's connected to the wires on the bottom. So this is the wire that plugs into this. So this is going to be a blank here. This socket is going to be a blank. So what I'm going to do is press on the tabs on the bottom and top. Give me a second. Let me just get this button out. Well, it just pops in. This. Give me a second. Let me see if I can. Get these tabs pressed. There's one tab here and there's one on the bottom. Damn, these tabs are mad hard. Well, it's going to be a dummy socket here. And you just press down on the tabs in the back and the dummy socket pops out. And then you just take this socket, you slide it in from the front, and it'll snap in here in the back. And then you just take the power wire from underneath the console. And you plug it in. And that's it. And that's all the electrical wiring that you need to do. And then you take this and you put this back. Make sure you line this up with here. And then this goes in there. So you just push this up and slide it back. And boom. So, and the button's here. Okay? So after that, put this cover back after you zip tie all of this. Put this wire back. This is for something else. This is for like music. This is for the music. Yeah, this is for music. I got ECU and all that. Well, yeah, equalizer and all that in here. That's for something else. This is the only one for this. And this is for the button. But I'm gonna zip tie this, get it all together. So please don't comment, oh, you need to, get all those wires together and everything, because we're gonna do that right now. But I just want to show you guys a tutorial showing how to wire up an aftermarket set of Fogs. And this goes for any car. This goes for any car, any car that you have. This is how it wires up. Every kit comes with 2 sets of wires, one for the inside that comes with the button and one for the outside. You just connect. You look at your fuse box under the bottom. You always look for the ACC. You get the inline fuses offline. These are probably about, you can probably get like 5 of these inline fuse holders for like $10 online on eBay. And this will, you won't have to cut into the wiring in your steering wheel or any wires. You just put the wiring into this, you cramp it down, put the inline put the fuses in, and then just put this in the socket, and boom, you got power. This goes for any car. It's the second to the last fuse on the end on the top. Okay. And then you just put everything back. Put this. Let's hold it back. Put this holder back. And slide this in for that. So now I'm gonna show you how it works. So right now, I have some LED fog lights. These are LED fog light bulbs from Modero that I'm gonna be using in the fog lights. They're super bright, super nice. They also come with a white, a yellow tint and a screw here, torque screw, and to change the direction of the light beams. You don't have to, do anything with these. The HID kit, you gotta, hook the igniter and the ballast on. This one, you don't gotta do all of that. This is just plug and play. So, with the shorter wiring that's down there, what I'm gonna do is plug this bulb in first, here on the bottom. Lock it into place. That's locked into place. So now I'm going to move the bumper a little closer. This is the socket that comes with the kit. This is the short end. The long end is on the other side over there. All you do is take this socket, and you plug it in. Just like any other headlight socket or fog light socket. Plug it in. Okay, it's connected. Go back in. Put the car to the second position. Put it to the second position. Press the button. And voila, you have light. That's the same way how to wire up any kind of fog light kit. They all wire up the same on every car. It's the same process. It's always one power to the headlight. I mean, there's always one power to the battery. You ground off one wire, which I did, one to the battery, and then you ground off the other one here. There's always one power and one ground everywhere, on inside and outside. So there'll always be a red and black inside, and there'll be a red and black wire outside. So you always ground off the ground wire outside in the front, like to a piece of metal, like just like I did with this screw here, this torque screw. And then you connect the power wire to the battery, and then you run the other wire that connects the wiring harness to the inside. You connect the wiring harness to the inside, right? The power wire to the wiring harness, and that's in the inside. You connect it to the inline fuse, to the fuse socket, where it gets power from the fuse socket. It'll get power from this socket, the ACC socket. Okay, then you ground off the other bolt underneath the steering wheel, like I did. The steering wheel column, it's a 12mm bolt. You can do it on any car. You ground it off here. That's what I did, ground it off. And then you put the plug, like I showed you, into the socket. Snap the socket in, and boom, you have power. There you go. You installed aftermarket fog lights that you can turn on whenever you want. And you just connect everything back, put the bumper back on and everything, and good to go. Time to go. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. If you guys have any questions, don't forget, you guys can hit me up on Instagram. Bye.